Hi, everyone, and welcome back for episode 17 of the Simply Whelmed podcast. I am your host, Colin, and I'm joined by my co-host, Chris.
How are we doing, everybody?
We're just a couple of best friends who are passionate about all things pop culture. If you're looking for lukewarm takes on movies, video games, TV shows, or even the occasional comic, then we've got the show for you.
That's right.
And this week, we'll be doing a review of, or like a wrap-up, I guess, not necessarily a review, of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Once again, we did not go see Lightyear.
No,
And
we're fuckheads, all right? We know.
Yeah, you know what? Get off my nuts! No, just get off me!
Get this shit off me!
Start cracking under the pressure. You know, just take a big fucking step back, okay? Just the fucking recording stops when we come back. Oh, all right, sorry about that, everybody. We had a little technical difficulties. Yeah, I had an issue with the recording. Every time we've said there was an issue with the recording, it was just me flying off the handle. Just me, Mick, losing it. No, I honestly, I don't know if we're ever going to go see that fucking movie at this point. We might hit it up on Disney Plus and talk about it and, like, what you're thinking about.
Welcome back to Chris.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll have some downtime and we can do an episode then, but I'm hearing...
we've both been so fucking busy.
Yeah, and now I'm starting to hear some, like, not bad things, but, like, mid stuff. And I don't know, man.
Well, I'm hearing the reasons for it are pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I heard one where it was just like, that's not Buzz Lightyear. It's like, well, it's not supposed to be.
It's not, yeah, no, correct. It is not Buzz Lightyear. I mean, it is, but it's not the toy Buzz Lightyear.
Right.
So we're just going to do an Obi-Wan episode this week, which is good because the last few weeks we didn't do our little Obi-Wan talks. So we're really just fucks. Like, I just started going, God damn it!
Sorry about that. I had some technical...
Sorry, everybody. Had a little frog in my throat. So before we get into our Obi-Wan chat, our Ben Kenobi talk, we got a little bit of news. It's a little bit lighter than some of the other weeks, so this might be a shorter episode. But who knows? We do like to talk.
That's true. Especially out of my ass.
That is true. So yeah, let's see. We got to talk about Top Gun getting a little bit of a box office blow up here. Marvel is coming back to Comic-Con this year. The day before, devs actually seemed to be in a little bit of hot water over their pay structure.
What?
And there was an announcement trailer released for the major Fallout mod. So if you're ready to talk about all that shit, jump into it, baby girl.
Let's talk about it.
So right up the top, this is actually as of today, the 27th, Top Gun Maverick has crossed the $1 billion mark at the worldwide box office. And it's in its 5th week. So that's massive.
Yeah.
Top Gun is the 50th film, when adjusted for inflation, to cross that threshold there, and is currently the only Tom Cruise film to ever do so. And I just thought it's kind of worth noting that that's a pretty big milestone for any movie, but especially when you consider that both The Batman and Doctor Strange 2 came out this year, and neither did that.
Yeah, it was, Doctor Strange was good, but I've been thinking about it. There's a couple parts where I'm like,
Yeah, but I mean, if you'd have said, like, a year ago that Top Gun Maverick was going to be the second movie of the pandemic to cross $1 billion, and the other one was Spider-Man No Way Home, I'd be like, wait, what about The Batman and Doctor Strange? Like, those are both major film releases.
Right, yeah.
Like a lot of hype behind them, and all that, but I'm like, dude, it's an awe-inspiring feat. Like, it did it without a release in China, even.
Oh, wow.
So, that's pretty dope. And I think it's maybe a sign that there's a little bit of superhero fatigue starting to set in with just the general audiences.
Yeah, people are like, ugh.
And, and so then when something, it's not necessarily an original idea, obviously, since it's a sequel, but it's a sequel to, like, a nearly 40-year-old film. And so it's like, okay, well, maybe it's been long enough that you're catching new audience members, and things like that, but it's just nice to see something
different
that had a good story. It didn't lack on the story just to be an action movie. And was not, like I said, not necessarily original, but more original than most. And I think it was worth noting that it's also had really great word of mouth. So week after week, it's been a heavy hitter. Like, it's made money week after week.
A good comparison to a good, not story, because it wasn't very story driven. We were kind of in there like Neanderthals, like cool planes. Because the story I thought was good. It wasn't mind blowing, but it was good enough to be like, okay, I understand like why everything's happening. Yeah. But it really was just like a cool plane movie. And then Jurassic World was not that. Like the story sucked, and there are no cool big dinosaur scenes.
No, and like, which I mean, not to bash on that one from a money standpoint, it's also making a lot of money.
Jurassic World?
Oh yeah, it's doing very well.
What?
Yeah.
Boo!
Get him out of here!
In a body bag!
But no, this past weekend, the movie to dethrone Top Gun Maverick from the #1 spot was Elvis, actually, with $31 million.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, we gotta watch Elvis.
I know, maybe, but I don't know. Like, I'm cold on it again.
I don't know.
Fuck it, I don't know. Next thing. Kevin Feige revealed... just
you just hear my head. Boom, 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 boom. Head stomping.
Pulse is just whoompa, whoompa, whoompa. So Kevin Feige revealed in like a digital press conference of sorts for Thor: Love and Thunder that Marvel Studios will be returning to Comic-Con for the first time since 2019. So the studio did opt out of the Comic-Con at Home events from 2020 and 2021, and then they didn't show up to like the pared back version that they had last year in November. So Comic-Con this year is in July from the 21st to the 27th, and right now obviously we don't know what properties will be the focus of Marvel's panel, since we just kind of found out through Kevin Feige going, oh yeah, we'll be there. But it's likely that we're going to receive maybe some info on the upcoming Black Panther sequel, since that's the next major release to come out this year after Thor, which will already be out at this point. Yeah, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Obviously, it would be February of next year, so that's probably the might get a look in. Maybe they'll show a little bit of footage or something. I did too. Yeah, I thought Ant-Man and the Wasp was fun. I mean, I think it's odd that it's gotten like the most. I don't know that it's the most middle, but typically you hear people go, "Yeah, it was alright. It's a pretty solid middle movie."
I like that.
It's. I did too, but that it's getting a third movie is kind of funny to me, though, and a lot of the others like don't. But and then I think obviously we're probably likely to see like some stuff about the upcoming Disney Plus series.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the major reveals are going to be held back for the D23 Expo, which is in September.
Wake me up. When... Got me choking over here. Hey, grab my poor moles when you come back over here, sweetheart.
No, you got to call them pale males.
My pal mals. Sweetheart, grab my Virginia Slims, huh?
The Virginia Slim menthol 120s. Not a sponsor.
Yeah, not a sponsor. Give your auntie some smooches.
By Big Tobacco. So let's see. Kotaku is reporting that, I'm going to just pronounce it as the word fantastic, but it's spelled F-N-tastic, which are the developers behind The Day Before, which is the most wishlisted game on Steam. They are receiving a lot of attention due to the fact that they're currently using, quote, volunteers who are being paid with, quote, participation certificates and free codes.
What?
According to Fantastic, the volunteers aren't involved in any code writing or development and are instead being used to work on things like, quote, localization and moderation, which at like a AAA development studio, that's a member of the development team. So they are definitely involved in development. They just don't want to call them game devs because then they would have to pay them, right? That's a little bit of opinion.
That's fucked up.
So in a YouTube video posted by the company, they actually claim that, this is the quote here, being a volunteer means that in every action you take, you bring a certain pleasantness. So they're basically saying, like, because they're volunteers, they're going to, like, you know that they're doing it with kindness in their hearts, so all that, right? But it's like, yeah, we're just going to, like, it's the most wish-listed game on Steam. They can probably pay for...
hawk up a couple coins, dude.
All right. Like, yeah. And, like, what does a participation certificate entail? And, like, is a free code, does that mean they're going to get to play the game for free? Is that what a free code means? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, no way. And, like, okay, so you're not paying them, and, like, localization would be, like, translating all the stuff over to the different languages and things like that. So, like, what if they just put in, you know, maybe this development team doesn't speak, you know, Russian or whatever. And so they just put in there, you know, fuck this development team, you know, things like that. You're opening yourselves up to getting what you pay for, which is not much since you're not paying anything.
It's very true.
I don't know. And the fact that now they're gonna, it's pretty shitty, and
that scares me because I really was excited for this game. I wouldn't shut up about it.
I know. Trust me, I know.
Trust me, I know.
Oh, believe you me. God! Yeah, so what do you think on that, bub? I know you're, like you said, you're pretty jazzed about it.
Yeah, like, I understand, like, it's a small, like, it's not like Bethesda or anything making this.
Right.
It's a fairly small team, so I understand, like, maybe there's a tight budget, but, like, sign a contract with them or something where it's like, okay, as of right now, you're volunteers, but, you know, when the game starts to make money, if it blows up, if it hits a certain amount, then we'll cut you set amount of money.
Right.
And then still have, like, you know, since you are volunteering, regardless, you'll get, you know, extra perks and stuff like that if it doesn't necessarily blow up as much as we'd like it to. I mean, some form where they can still, if they really don't want to make them devs because of how tight the budget is, you know, I understand that, but don't dupe them like that because that's just not cool. And it's not professional.
It's not cash money.
Literally. Straight up. Not cash money.
No, and, like, it makes me worried about, like, I don't know. Just if that's somewhere where they're cutting a corner, where else are they cutting corners?
Yeah.
You know, if that's their level of professionalism. And also, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess the flip side of this is, did these people willingly up front know that they were volunteering, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then it's like, okay, I mean, well, if they were cool with it, right? But also, you could pay someone to do that job. I don't know. It's a weird area that's like, it's just, seems way too shady to me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We'll see when the game comes out.
Yeah.
Just don't fuck me, because
I've been hyped on that thing.
It's the 21st of... Is it June of next year?
May, I believe. I don't know the date, but I know that it's in May.
So I know I had it, but I forget.
Oh, man, you got to get one in, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
One belch per. That's in my contract. I get one belch per episode.
Contract with who?
I just...
Just setting up.
Just gone.
Fuck.
All right, last bit of news here. Like I said, we didn't have a ton of news this week. It's been pretty light. The Fallout London YouTube channel. Posted... Whoa, I need you to calm down so I can get through my spiel here. They posted...
I'm fucking excited.
Posted a 4.5 minute long trailer giving us a really good look at some of the creatures, the weapons, and like mostly the locales, like the landscapes and stuff, in like a massive Fallout 4 mod. And so I did a little bit of looking on it because I was like, I don't really know much about it other than that it's going to be Fallout in London, obviously. And so I got here that, and I did, some of this was coming from Kotaku. So they said here that according to the development team, the game will obviously be set in the UK, and will therefore carry a very different vibe from the mainline Fallout games, which are steeped in references and parodies of American pop culture and Americana in general. So one of the neat differences culturally is that Vault Tech and their mascot Vault Boy don't have a presence in the UK in-universe.
Yeah.
So when the world ends, the mod's going to introduce a new company with its own brand of nuclear survival shelters. Which we did keep seeing a symbol show up that kind of reminded me of like either like the Freemasons or like the Assassin's Creed, honestly, a little bit. Yeah. And so I'm wondering if that's that company, since that symbol did show up a bit, or if it's just one of the other factions in the game. I don't know. But the mod's been in development since 2017, when it was originally meant to be a much smaller mod, and obviously now it's gotten much bigger. And they're talking about like the map itself. It's said to be about the same size as vanilla Fallout 4 Commonwealth, so without like Far Harbor and all that, right? And the trailer gave us a
fairly large map.
I say that's a pretty decent sized map. And the trailer gave us a release window of 2023, so we don't know when in next year, but it'll be out next year. And I was doing a little bit more reading, like I said. Apparently, it's gotten the attention of Bethesda, which isn't surprising with it being such a large endeavor, you know? Because the lead writer left last year, I think it said, or the year prior, to actually join Bethesda. Like, they got hired by Bethesda.
Oh, well.
Which I guess is promising for the mod, that the quality was there, that Bethesda was like...
We want you.
Yeah, we want you to work for us. Like, you need to work on maybe the next Fallout game. So I'm like, yeah, that's pretty neat. Like, from obviously a fan, you know, if they're going to go through all this, to then get hired on to work on the thing they're a fan of because of their passion.
Yeah. That is super cool, especially since New Vegas they shun.
Yeah, since it's, not made by Bethesda Game Studios.
Yeah.
Made by Obsidian. Word up, my boys. Reppin' colors. No.
What set you reppin'?
What you reppin'? No, I did like seeing some of the crazy shit in there, where it's like, okay, there's a little bit of that Fallout peeking through, like a fucking heavily armed elephant. And
yeah.
Did it look like there was vehicles?
Yeah, it looks like there's a train, and then you saw someone riding a bike.
You saw someone riding a bike. One of the shots was like a first-person shot inside like a rowboat.
Yep. Yeah.
And then obviously, like I said, you saw the elephant that somebody was riding.
Charging on it.
Yeah, and like we saw, obviously some of the. Oh god, I completely lost the like model of robot, but like the Securitrons and stuff, the Protectrons. That's what they are.
Yeah, Protectrons.
And I think they had like Bobby's hats on,
Mm-hmm.
Which was kind of funny. And then let's see, we saw like somebody wearing just a full suit of like knight armor.
Yeah.
And wielding like a big fucking broadsword as well. Just cutting through people. And we saw some interesting, like, maybe twists on ghouls? I don't know. Where they looked like they'd maybe fused with trees.
Oh, yeah. That looked
I don't know if they were ghouls or if it was just another creature. You know what I mean?
That made me think of, what are they? The night, Mothman worshippers. What are they called?
Oh, yeah. In the call
76.
Fallout 76, yeah. Where they're wearing, like, the antlers on their head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what are the eagles?
Yeah, I don't like the eagles.
No. What is that? They're not just the eagles, are they? There's something.
Well, they made Hotel California, and they made a witchy woman, but... Out of dark desert highway! Cool wind in my hair! We're gonna get copyrighted so fucking hard.
Nah, I think you've got to do like 15 seconds or more.
Okay.
But yeah, we're so solid. We'll find out when I try and upload this to YouTube, and it'll be like, oh yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, you better step back. But yeah, so I'm choking on my spit.
It's not the only thing you're gonna be choking on later.
Whoa. No, I'm pretty sure there's more in there that obviously we aren't talking about.
There's gonna be more in there.
You better chill out. There was a 4.5 minute long video. I'm talking about Fallout, baby. Like,
then we were on two different subjects.
You got to bring it down a notch. This is live. We're recording. You're just over here being aggressively sexual. But yeah, so now, do you have any more thoughts on Fallout London?
I'm really excited for it. I've been kind of keeping my eyes and ears open for it. Fallout 76 is... I played it after they updated everything to where it's at currently, and it was a lot of fun, but I feel like I've seen everything on the map, and like now I'm just like, now what? Like I've done some of the quests, and now I'm just like...
It doesn't feel like Fallout that much, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite memory of us playing Fallout 76 is us just straight spawning into the irradiated zone down there.
Oh, yeah.
And the fucking, what are they called? The
big old beast. Vampire.
The fucking beast. I don't remember what it's called. But just chaos. I mean, we're dying immediately to the radiation, and you've got people in just full power suits. Just the power armor just firing away at this thing. And as soon as we spawn in, we're like getting blown away by a dragon, and it's like, whoa, are we playing the same game right now?
But so I think it'd be nice because Fallout 76 I did have fun with, but now I am a little burnout from it, and just more of like what now. So it's definitely going to be a nice change in pace. I feel, just a different experience. Definitely like you were saying earlier, breaking away from that Americana, and it's in London. Yeah,
I think it'll be neat to see some like British culture get turned into the same atmosphere as Fallout,
where
it's like kind of that that retro futurism. What I think is called atom punk, But what would Great Britain and the UK do with that style, right? Or like you figure Fallout especially in Fallout 4, they kind of make fun of, like they said, that Americana, that idea of like buying a home from the Sears catalog, where especially I think about that in Fallout 4. What's the first town where your house is actually at?
Oh, No. Yeah, I know. Yep.
Yeah, but it's near Lexington and Concord. But yeah, whatever that town's called, those houses very much feel like that. Bought it from a catalog type of house. And so I like the idea of picking fun of the height of American exceptionalism was in the 50s, and we just never got over that after nuclear fusion.
Mm-hmm.
And what does that look like in Great Britain? So I think that's kind of cool.
At least I scoot.
But that's all I've got for news, honestly, this week. It was, like I said, it was light. So if you're ready to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi, we can run it.
Oh, baby. Run it.
All right, right off the top, obviously I can't talk too heavily about like performance because it doesn't make money in the traditional way. But the cast here, we got Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan. Moses Ingram played Reva, or the third sister. Vivian Lyra Blair. Oh yeah, spoilers just straight up off the top here. So let's go ahead and I'm going to say it was overwhelming.
Overwhelming, absolutely.
Yeah. So, how do we rate things? What's the
so system? You can either be overwhelmed, underwhelmed, or simply whelmed.
Which is just like it sounds like. Overwhelming is like, wow, that exceeded my expectations. Underwhelming is, that was...
It was mid.
Wow, that's underwhelming. Underwhelming was bad. And then simply whelming is... Yeah, it was right in the middle. I was just whelmed. So this was overwhelming. And I say that because Vivian Lyra Blair played Leia Organa as a 10-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden Christensen returned as Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader. Kumail Nanjiani was Haja Estray, I think. O'Shea Jackson Jr. was Colin Roken. And Indira Varma played Tala Dureth. So I figured we just kind of do like we did for Moon Knight, where we'll just talk about each episode. Maybe give them each like 10 minutes apiece and then move through them. I think obviously once we get towards the end, we'll have more to talk about. So up front, we might be a little light. So let's see. Episode 1, I just took like bullet point notes of what happened in each episode. So I'll list them off and then we can talk about it.
Yep.
So episode 1, it opens with the younglings getting killed during 66. Basically, it opened with a school shooting, which I thought was pretty, it was an odd timing. And you pointed out to me, they actually in the beginning say like there's some shit in this that might be tough for some viewers.
Yeah. Which I feel like was very appropriate for them to put that in there.
Yeah, and I think, within the story, it wasn't like... I didn't think it was in poor taste to show the Order 66, because the whole point is that it's horrific that it happened.
Yeah.
They weren't like glorifying it at all. It was like, man, this is rough. This is fucked up. Obviously, we got Sad Kenobi just chilling in a cave on Tatooine and working at like a fucking meat canning factory out in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, and he stole... He kept stealing meat
for his camel. Well, it's not a camel. Let's see. The Inquisitors show up on Tatooine looking for a Jedi. And fucking Owen is very bitter with Ben over Anakin and Luke. That's when he hits him with, he's like, just let me train him. And he's like, what, like you trained his dad? And you're like, whoa.
Boo! And
then, like I said, we get a 10-year-old Leia, and we see her get kidnapped in the most ridiculous chase scene I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I thought it was well balanced.
Yeah. Her running at approximately 1 mile an hour, and just adult pirates being like, "I can't catch her," and getting stuck by like a tree branch they could very easily walk around.
Oh,
oh man!
They could honestly probably walk through it.
Yeah, just push it out of the way. And then obviously Bail Organa gets a hold of Ben and is like, "Yo, my guy, I need help." And Ben's like, "Dude, I fucking can't." And Bail Organa straight up shows up on Tatooine and is like, "Yeah, I fucking need your help, guy." And so Ben's like, "Fuck, all right."
Yeah, what do you fucking need?
Yeah, Jesus. So yeah, what? You got blanks, or you got stuff to fill in the blanks on that, or you think I?
Yeah, you covered it for the most part. I mean, at least for the first episode, to my recollection. But
whoa,
yeah, I did.
Ready to yawn on me? Am I boring you, bub?
No, you're not. It's been a long day. Like I said, we both been busy.
Busy.
But not a sponsor.
Did that pick up?
Mm-hmm. That's why I said not a sponsor. Yeah, I thought the chase scene was a little silly, as well as I could never grasp because Leia kept running away Not really, but kind of.
Yeah, like running off into the woods by her house.
Yeah. And, like, I don't know, like, that was just such a... Why didn't the parents think of something? Like, oh, she likes to go out in the woods? Alright, well, let's section this part off so she can have that.
Right.
Because it didn't look like it was a new thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this was not like... Man, I don't know why she started doing that. I do want to point out that I think we talked about it in one of the early episodes that we did of where this was like, when we were doing our Obi-Wan talk. Mm-hmm. But I think it's Benny Safdie, one of the Safdie brothers who did directed Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
Was the one that plays the Jedi that the Inquisitors are looking for, and he fucking rolls up on Ben and is like, dude, like, I need your fucking help, like, you're Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan's basically like, fuck off. Like, if you want to do yourself a favor, walk out in the middle of the desert, bury your lightsaber, and disappear. And he's like, you're the great Obi-Wan Kenobi, and this is your tip. And then the next time Ben's in town, man is just hanging where they caught him. So, Go Obi-Wan.
But I mean, you really do have to understand that, like, I don't know, I don't disagree with Obi-Wan with what he said.
No, but yeah, it's like, oh man, there's the consequences of my actions, I suppose. You know what I mean? Or inaction. Yeah.
You're saying I'm the great Obi-Wan, I'm the reason why the Empire fell. Not really, but kind of.
Yeah, but that's why, that's how he feels.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, or the Republic fell and the Empire rose. But let's see here. Alderaan looks like a pretty nice place. I made the joke when we watched it that, that I hope nothing bad happens to it, It looks like a really nice planet. I hope nothing bad happens.
Hope nothing bad happens to it.
Let's see. Episode 2. Obviously, Ben travels to Alderaan to be like, all right, what's the lowdown here? And then he heads off to... I didn't catch the name of the planet. I forgot to look it up and write it down. But like a cyberpunkish looking Vegas-type planet.
Oh, which
I really liked the style. Yeah, it had like a... It kind of had a Blade Runner thing going on.
Yeah. I was going to say, I liked how cramped it was, but just nothing but neon lights.
Yeah, and it felt dirty. Like, This is a very seedy place. Let's see. Yeah, we got to meet Kumail Nanjiani's character, who's like impersonating a Jedi.
Yeah.
Which I kind of liked, because I was a little worried when I heard because Kumail Nanjiani doesn't necessarily have like the largest range all the time. So I was worried that he was just going to play Kumail Nanjiani being goofy. And so I think it worked out that the character that he was playing is somebody not to be taken seriously because they're a prick impersonating a Jedi to like take advantage of people.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, so it's okay that he's not a necessarily serious character because he's faking,
But there were a couple good scenes.
There were times where he was... Yeah, he steps up. He does.
Yeah. But I do like he's impersonating to be a Jedi, and he's got like rigs around his place where it looks like he's using the Force.
It kind of made me think of like, what do you call them? Psychics, like when you come to their house and do a seance and they've got the table with all the rigs and stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really pumping up the, like, I am a Jedi. And he's like, oh, I can feel it in the Force, And it's, and the Ben's like in the wings, basically rolling his eyes like, what the fuck is this guy on about, But let's see. Ben does get in and save Leia. And then they go on the run through the city from the third sister, who is like put in check by the Grand Inquisitor. He's basically like, all right, let's not tear the city down to get him. And she's like, I hear what you're saying, but also... And then she just hires, like, every bounty hunter in the city.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of it made me think of John Wick Chapter 2.
What a classic.
Yeah, right. And then also, I guess, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, when they're on... Madrigal? Or Madrigal? Yeah. Isn't it Madrigal?
Yeah.
Or is it Madripoor? Something like that. Yeah. But yeah, so Ben saves her and they go on the run. The third sister straight up, like, kills the Grand Inquisitor.
Hard. Yeah, she's like
stabs him through the fucking gut, like, thanks, guy. Because are you going to make it?
Yeah. Keep going.
Are you alright? I'll power through.
Let me stop you. Yeah, I'll power through. Just like pour a drinky drink, not a sponsor.
Just a little sippy sip. But yeah, so the third sister, she runs his... It just sounds like you're peeing. Did you open a bottle to pour it in a glass?
I did.
Just fucking drink it from the glass, you prick.
I got ice in the glass.
Oh, I gotcha.
Keep it cool.
Crisp. I can hear it sizzling. Is that sparkling water?
Is this ASMR? It is. It is, I think, white grape.
Oh, there you go.
0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 caffeine, 0 sodium.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, it's got 2 grams of carbs. That's it.
Right on. Anyway, the
Whoa.
yeah, whoa, you said it, not me. The Grand Inquisitor's gonzo because he's just got in the way of her trying to catch Kenobi, and then
She what?
Are you done?
I am done. I'm done.
I'll just fucking cut all of this. I won't give you the pleasure. Reality can be whatever I want.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. I just couldn't think of the exact quote.
Yeah. So yeah, she straight up tells Ben that like Anakin's alive and he's Vader, and he's like,
oh, that was a very like powerful.
Yeah, when he's like staring off into space and was like, Anakin, and it just is a hard smash cut to Vader just floating in a bacta tank, looking like a fucking toe, just going. And you and I both looked at each other, and I'm like,
he was all puffy too, like a marshmallow.
Yeah, all swole up, like a cocoa puff in the milk.
Swole.
Just all swole up. What you got in there?
So yeah, and that scene. Oh goodness, what was the Jedi impersonator's name?
I wrote Kamal Nanjiani. Hold on, let me look. His character is Haja.
Haja, because he says that there's a ship that has like automatic coordinates.
Yeah, it's a cargo ship, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's how they escape. But yeah, that is such a powerful scene that Obi-Wan's, because throughout the series at that point, you really get to see how not with the Force Ben is.
Yeah, he's disconnected.
Yeah, because he can't really do a whole lot. Well as I bet he's probably scared too, because he's like, last time I fucking fought with this, look what I caused.
Right, and you figure you see him try and I guess meditate or pray and try and get in touch with Qui-Gon, and he can't. Yeah,
it's silent.
And also, like you said, he struggles with the Force. You see him, Leia, when they're running on the rooftops and shit, she falls, and he has to really struggle and focus to catch her with the Force.
Yeah, and he was sweating.
Yeah,
he was sweating real hard when she did.
And so it's obviously it had to be really high stakes, and even then he almost choked.
Yeah,
I was a little bit worried it was going to be a Gwen Stacy, He just fucking finds another girl and sends her back, and it's like, there you go, there's Leia.
Plot twist, Leia's not actually Leia.
Yeah, it's like replacing your kid's goldfish while they're at camp after it dies. They'll never notice.
Feed it.
They'll never notice. Let's see, episode 3. Ben and Leia end up on a planet controlled by the Empire. It was like a farm planet that used to be more lush, according to Ben. And then the Empire showed up and just farmed it dead.
Mm-hmm.
There's a really tense truck ride with some stormtroopers where they almost get caught. And Leia's pretty quick on her feet with, the lying.
Yeah, she's a little too good at it.
Yeah, what's this girl been up to?
Yeah, what are you doing?
It's the politician in her.
Ooh. It's just, oh.
Snapping like it's slam poetry.
It's the politician in her.
Let's see.
Slam poetry.
Strong with the Force. The Force was strong. It was forceful. Let's see. No, so yeah, there was a tense truck ride with the stormtroopers, and like I said, Leia, quick on her feet, names herself. Was she name herself Lola or Lula?
Luna.
Yeah, and
lunatic.
Ben. And she calls Ben something, and yeah, and I mean, Ben straight slips up and calls her Leia, and the fucking stormtrooper kind of made me think of all the Metal Gear Solid memes, just like bing, pop the exclamation point above his head. Like, what? He called her Leia. He's it was her mom's name. They're like, all right, on your way, citizen.
Yeah, get out of here.
Checks out. It's not like they're looking for a little girl named Leia. You know what I mean?
Right.
Apparently their intel was bad or something. But either way, the truck driver takes them straight to a fucking checkpoint and was like, yeah, you're going to want to check these guys out. They're super fucking sus. And then they get into a fight, and Ben is like a fucking gunslinger.
Yeah.
He's quick on the draw with that blaster.
I want to throw him in front of Cad Bane, see what happens.
Right? He straight up shoots a stormtrooper off the tower, and he falls and cuts himself in half on the fucking gate.
Yeah, that was pretty intense.
I was like, whoa. Yeah, and so they keep on rolling down the river. And they get through the gate, and just a whole fucking truckload of more stormtroopers roll up. And Ben's about to fucking surrender, because he's like, I don't know if I can do that again. And then they get saved by Tala, who is a defected Imperial officer, who's like an inside informant, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And she was, I kind of liked her character, because, to see, she's just a regular person, I suppose, for the most part. And you find out in talking with her that, like, she did legitimately believe in the Empire at first.
Yeah, and then she kind of found out, like, what it actually was, and she was like, that's not what I signed up for.
Yeah, and so I do like the idea that it's not like she's always been a part of the rebellion, or whatever you want to call it, and now she's been put in there as an inside job, or whatever. It's like, no, she legitimately thought that they were the good guys, and then learned that they were monsters, and didn't want to be that. So
Which
she's staying on the inside to tear it down.
Yeah, I like that, because it seems a little more... as far-fetched as Star Wars is, it puts a little realistic, like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it would probably happen, yeah. I mean, it's like a weird gray area. She's a member of the Path, which is basically like the Underground Railroad for, like, Jedi and, the few that are left. And she even makes comment that it's been a while since they've seen a Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
And then just general, like, dissidents of the Empire and outlaws who are just criminals that might not deserve the label of outlaw.
Yeah.
So before they can leave through an underground tunnel, Vader and the Inquisitors show up, and Vader fucks.
Yeah, he snaps a neck, like, right off rip.
A kid's neck, mind you. Like, you can see him, like, I don't know if I think he's just trying to lure Ben out.
Mm-hmm. Your little helpers.
Yeah, I better. Hold on. Whoa. Okay. Can you still hear him?
No.
Right.
Now I can. Bop!
Oh no, I'm not cutting it. I'll just edit it down. We're alright.
No.
I think I kept it in last week. It adds, it adds a little bit of... It's like they're in the room with us, We're like FDR with his fireside chats.
That's right.
Just like FDR. So yeah, no, on the real though, Vader's straight up like you said, he snaps a kid's neck. He's dragging people down the street.
Yeah.
And Ben's just like, you guys should probably fucking get out of here. Like, and
yeah,
so
he senses him in the Force.
Yeah, he's looking for Ben. He's trying to lure him out. And so he sends Tala and Leia down the tunnel on their own. And Tala's like, all right, if you keep going straight through there, you'll find the pilot. He'll get you out of here. I'm going to go back and try and help him. And Reva is just too smart for her own good and discovers that that's like an underground, like tunnel there. And she goes around to the other side to cut Leia off and captures her ass. And Ben fucking catches up and gets faced off with Vader.
Gets his ass smacked. See, he got spanked.
He gets rocked. And he's like, I thought it was kind of cool that you get to see like how afraid Vader is. Or not Vader, sorry, that he is afraid of Vader.
Yeah.
We're like, he's like, oh my god, what are you? And he tells him like, I am what you made me. That's when he fucking like he lights that fire. And
he
just
fucking lights his ass on fire.
Shit out of Obi-Wan, and it's basically like, you're gonna feel what I felt. Oh my god. Somebody's not over it. He
dragged him in it. Yeah, they were not nice about it.
Yeah, and like it kept happening. I'm like, how's he gonna get out of this one? I legitimately was like, how's he getting out of it? And then Tala like starts popping shots from a sniper ridge and saves him. And her droid goes down there, the big worker droid, who's kind of dope. Oh yeah, when the what do you call them? Stormtroopers roll up and are like searching the building, and her droid has like a fucking hammer behind his back.
Yeah, for just in case.
He was ready to beat the shit out of these stormtroopers with a hammer. I was like, damn.
That's brutal.
Like that droid, he's a ride or die,
Yeah.
and so yeah, Tala saves Ben. Like the droid comes and picks him up, and they're like, yeah, we gotta get him somewhere safe. And so yeah, it opens up episode 4 with him like in a bacta tank, tweaking because he's like, that was fucked up. I got my shit rocked. I gotta go save Leia.
Yep.
And so we find out that Reva's got Leia held prisoner for questioning in Fortress Inquisitorius from Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Which is kind of dope. I did dislike the fact that like the sky was kind of always cloudy, so we didn't get to see the 2 planets up in the sky.
Oh yeah.
I thought, it's a cool, visual, I suppose, that they just didn't use.
Yeah,
but
missed opportunity.
I'm just nitpicking, but I thought, it could be a neat kind of like the binary sunset, and then you get the 2 planets up there. I don't know, but let's see here. Yeah, Kenobi and Tala are like, all right, here's how we're gonna get in that bitch. Here's how we're gonna get her out. And when they fucking get in there, Ben finds just like a hallway of, I guess, trophies, basically, of just dead Jedi. They almost look like they're frozen in amber. Like it wasn't. They weren't carbonite frozen. But yeah, they'd all either been captured and or killed, and there was even a youngling in there. And
someone
Ben's
says
really
that.
not cool.
Someone says because this would have been a couple years after
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Yeah, it would have been about 5 years.
Someone said that. What's her name?
The Inquisitor.
No. Siri Junda.
Oh yeah, his I guess not his trainer, but
his mentor-ish. There's that woman that he finds that's all frozen up and has longer hair. It's about shoulder length, and there's theories out there that that's her.
Which means that maybe she'd gotten caught back up with them because she gets out at the end.
Yeah, she gets out, but also we haven't seen her in the new trailer.
No, but to be fair, we haven't seen anybody other than Cal and whoever was in the back to tank.
Just saying. That's just a theory. A game theory.
Whoa, now we are going to get copyright struck.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Oh.
But it's not a theory. It's not a game theory.
No, it's not.
For legal reasons.
For legal reasons, this is a joke.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so that was pretty fucked up, just that hallway of dead frozen Jedi. Tala's cover gets blown a little bit, and she straight up, goes assassin on these guys.
Yeah, she...
lures a dude behind some containers and, does she choke him out?
Yeah.
She silently takes them down. It may cut away and then come back and they're both dead. But either way, she solves it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can see Vader, reading the word Vader because my brain gets pulled right onto it, oh, Vader. We can see Ben kind of starting to get back into his groove,
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like, all right, he's blocking shots with his lightsaber now.
And that water scene when the glass starts cracking.
Yeah, it was very Jedi Fallen Order.
Mm-hmm.
Considering that's exactly how they get out in that game. And it's like, man, you'd think it's been 5 years, they probably would have learned their. But I guess also they're not expecting someone to they have to get in there first.
Yeah.
Who wants to go in there, right? These guys. So yeah, they get Leia, they get her out of there, and they barely escape by the skin of their teeth with some help from Commander Roken and his the guerrilla troops from the path where they're running through doing some bombing runs or some strafing runs. And one of them does get taken out by Reva.
He throws a bomb at him.
Yeah. And he's like, oop. Sorry. Vader is fucking pissed. And he comes stomping in. That's a really good shot of him swinging his shoulders as he's stomping through the hallway.
He starts choking her.
Yeah, he picks her up like a whole fist. And is basically I told you that if you fail me, you'll fucking die. And she's quickly I put a fucking tracker on him. I don't worry. You thought she might be lying to get just to free herself of it.
Yeah.
Because I could see her doing that. It wasn't outside of her character to be schemy, right?
Yeah.
But pardon you.
Not a sponsor.
She does legitimately. Yeah, not a sponsor. We are not sponsored by. Yeah, she gets a tracker on Leia's droid, and you're like, oh fuck. Let's see. Episode 5 here. We get flashbacks to Attack of the Clones era. Anakin and Obi-Wan having a sparring match.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like he said, some people have been not on the air, but talking to each other. Some people have been oh man, Anakin, Hayden Christensen's showing his age. They could have de-aged him or whatever. But also, it's it's also been 20 years, and he didn't look. He doesn't look like an old man. It's not.
It's also the same people who are actually, a bunch of fucking neckbeards.
Right? Yeah.
I would say I'm just glad I'm getting good content.
Yeah, I would say it's the same people that are mad about Riva, but also those people probably didn't watch past that episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a nice like parallel between the fight and the lessons that Kenobi's trying to teach Anakin during their sparring match, and the way that like the episode unfolds, where he's teaching Anakin the lessons of like you're overly aggressive, and that's going to be your downfall, your weakness.
Yeah, you're fighting with emotion, too much of it.
Yeah, and it does show that like Kenobi still is like strategic. I mean, you figure he was a general. And that he knows, okay, we're going to get...
General Kenobi!
Yeah, I know that. So, yeah, Riva gets promoted to a Grand Inquisitor by Vader after they track him down to Jabim, which is where the path is hiding out. And so he's like, kneel. And they basically knight her as the Grand Inquisitor and like give her a pin and everything. It's official. And they decide that they're going to... Yeah,
and she got a pay raise.
Yeah. She's moving on up. And so the Empire lays siege on the facility while I wrote here while Leia attempts to get the hangar doors open. So she's in there like fiddling with wires. Like she went in there like she knew what she was talking about, but it also took her a long time. And she didn't even end up doing it. It was her droid that she finds. So I think like she was like, I got this, guys. Trust me. And then she gets in.
All back to that politician in her.
Yeah. That's buying time. Kenobi's like, you know what? I'm going to try and negotiate with Riva here, and in talking with her, he kind of like figures out that she knows that Vader is Anakin because she was a youngling during Order 66, and like straight witnessed him. Like she got ran through by
Stormtroopers.
A saber. Nope.
She got stabbed. As it?
Yeah, the fucking shot is, and she says it like she was stronger than the others because of her hate and shit. And you see like the camera angle and everything is him. Yeah, like
that's right. That's right. Her. Yep.
And you're like, damn, like something about like you that Anakin killed the younglings, right? But like this straight up, I was like, yeah, no, he stabbed a kid in the chest as she looked at him.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, man, turns out Anakin really is a monster now. I mean, obviously we knew that, but to see it happen, yeah, that's the same guy.
Master Skywalker, what are we to do?
Can you hear that train driving by me?
Yeah.
Jesus H. Christ.
Yeah, I can.
Still here?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make lose it.
Son,
start reading. Let's see. I'm just gonna power through. We got this. Yeah, so he figures out she was a youngling, and Riva tells Kenobi that like she's trying to get Vader's trust so she can kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "All right, word." And they do end up breaching the facility. Like she gets mad at him for making her open, and she's like, "Fuck this!" and like cuts the door open.
Yeah.
And so everybody's like, "Fall back!" All the stormtroopers come charging in, and it is a little silly because like they're like maybe 30 feet apart, and it's like open gunfire.
Yeah, and how
like
how
nobody's
much
falling
missing.
down really.
Yeah.
It's like, man, everybody's really a bad shot.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of a little emotional beat when what do you call her? Tala and her droid both die, like holding back the line, right?
Yeah. Her droid falls like
on her,
kneeling over her, taking the shots, so she's able to grab a grenade and just light it.
And then they like hold strong eye contact as they go off. Like, whoa!
Don't let this be for nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, damn. And so I do like the idea that like she was willing to die for the cause.
Which we were also talking. Do we think the path was the start of the
rebellion,
the
like
rebel?
the prerequisite?
Yeah,
and I think
maybe that's why Leia was so involved.
Yeah, because also like the path is very responsible for Leia getting back home, so it makes sense that Bail Organa would be like, I gotta talk to these people,
Yeah,
and obviously Bail Organa is a big part of the rebellion, and he gets some of the other senators and stuff to fall in with him. Yeah, like Mon Mothma and stuff. But let's see. Yeah, Kenobi surrenders himself because he's like, yeah, they're like, we need more time, and so he goes out there and they take him to Reva, and he's like, straight up, like, I'll distract him, you stab him, and she's basically like, I hear what you're saying, and I'm here for it. Yes, I am with it. And so Leia gets the doors open, and they're like, everybody up! And so, like, as they're fucking pulling away, Vader gets in there. Oh my god. He fucking catches that ship in the midair with the Force and yanks it back down. And that's when he realizes
no struggle.
Like, and I mean, yeah, he's like, and you're both like, oh my god. And he starts ripping the sides of that ship open to get to Ben. And you're like, holy fuck. And he realizes, like, the other ship behind it, like, takes off and is like, psych, motherfucker. And he's like, oh man.
He's biting his, he's biting his tongue. Sons of bitches.
Motherfucker. And Reva waits until he's fully calmed down to come storming up behind him and try and kill him. And he just, like, uses the Force to catch her blade. And he absolutely fucks her. Like, he's using the Force. He doesn't even use the saber. At one point, he like takes her saber and like divides it in two so that it's double-sided, so that he can use one side, and he still doesn't use it.
No, yeah, he just has it out just for show.
Yeah, but the fact that like he's using the Force with like two fingers to like woof woof woof, like steer her away and shit.
Yeah,
and she's just getting more pissed at him, and then he just straight up like stabs her through the chest again.
Yeah, and he tells her, like, he's like, I knew you were a youngling.
Yeah, he like, I recognize you, like, I knew it was you. And she's like, fuck, dude. And then while she's laying on the ground, presumably dying, like, the Grand Inquisitor just rolls up and is like, psych, gotcha ass. Like,
yeah, I wasn't dead, haha. Tag, you're it.
Yeah, but I saw a bunch of memes that was like, Vader talking to the Grand Inquisitor, and it was like, and then I said Grand Inquisitor, and they're both like, oh, man. And then Reva finds
Visitor, I barely know her.
Reva finds Bail Organa's message to Kenobi on his transmitter, where Bail Organa straight up is just like, don't let Vader find out he's got a son on Tatooine.
Yeah.
You're like, guy. Fucking blabbermouth over here. Like, Jesus. I'm gonna get a leash on that, man. And so she's like, put a muzzle on him. And so, yeah, she's obviously like, no, word, well, I'm going to go to fucking Tatooine and find Darth Vader's son. And
kill him.
Yeah. And so then episode 6 rolls up, and as we suspect, Reva just shows up on Tatooine looking for Luke. And let's see here. The Empire is like on the path's ass, like following the whole way, popping shots at him. And you got to give it to it. Commander Roken is like, all right, guys, we're going to get the fuck out of here real soon, I promise you. And Ben, like, sees right through it and is like, we're all going to die, aren't we? And he's like, yeah. Like, but we can't let them, we can't let them know that. Yeah, you got me. Yeah, we're fucked. But the kids can't know that. Which is respectable that, like, he's, keeping a calm face and, like, he's more worried about how the people are doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, yeah, so he fucking, Ben's like, all right, how much time do you need? And he's like, more than I fucking got. So Ben's like, all right, I gotta go. I'm gonna go, like, distract him. You keep the kids safe. And he, like, entrusts Leia with Haja and is like, get her home. Her dad, like, get her home. And he's like, I promise you.
Yeah, that's where you really see him step up, yeah.
Because, like, Ben doesn't get her home.
Mm-mm.
And, yeah, so that's pretty dope that Haja, like, he gets her there. And Ben peels off in a fucking, escape pod. And Vader, like, the Grand Inquisitor's like, dude, we've got the path right there. We should probably cut this now. And Vader's like, follow Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like,
yeah, welcome to Guest
Pass. Yeah. He's like, I want him. And so, yeah, he goes. And I thought about this a couple days ago. The irony being, if that is, in fact, the rebellion, like, the start of the rebellion, that is where Vader lost.
Mm-hmm.
Is by letting Obi-Wan get to him. If he'd have just followed the path and, like, cut it right there, none of them other movies happen.
Yeah.
Because there's no rebellion. And then Reva straight up kills Luke, probably.
Yeah.
But let's see here. So Kenobi goes and lands on like a nearby planet and just waits for Vader to roll up. And Vader does, and they have a fucking boss fight.
Yeah, it is magical.
And, I mean, both of them roll curling. Up using the Force. Like, Ben's putting in a pretty good fight, like, saber-wise, and it was really cool seeing them, like really go at it, both of them. Like, man, this is pod racing, Yeah. Like, holy shit. This is what a lightsaber duel is supposed to be.
Now this is an epic gamer moment.
Gamer move. Yeah. And, they're both throwing some crazy shots. We talked about it. I liked seeing them use the Force mid-combat, kind of like you would in video games. Where, like, just using Force push to, like, get them away from me, give me a breath, things like that. Push them into the wall. At one point, Ben tries to pull, like, a stone pillar over on him. And Vader's even like, oh, dude, you've gotten strong. Like, your strength is back, but your weakness, is still there. And, so it's really badass fight. And,
dude, and then there's a scene where Vader just, like, puts his hand on the ground and just like, the earth starts crumbling in front of him.
Yeah, he opens, like, a sinkhole beneath Ben's feet.
Yeah, takes out Ben and then just starts throwing rocks at him.
Yeah, he's just like, you'll always fucking lose, I hate you,
He's crying
out all his rage. Yeah, he's crying on the inside. I hate you. And, so Ben's in there. You think, oh man, is that the end of it? Did he buy enough time or whatever? And no, Ben's in there just daydreaming, like, worrying about Luke and Leia, like, I gotta go save them. And, he's like, oh, that's his touchstone to the Force, is like, my job is still to protect those kids. Like, I didn't fail if they're still okay.
Yeah.
And he goes fucking, like, hard as a motherfucker. He just throws all the rocks off him. And like fucking just,
like Viagra. He's just stiff.
It's hard. like, it's bananas. It's like Ninja Warrior. It's so hard. And, so he fucking picks up all the rocks with the Force and just starts throwing. He's stoning Darth Vader. Like, just and Vader's like, it's not killing him or hurting him. It's more like Vader's just going, God, fuck, damn it, son of a bit,
Yeah, can't fucking see or think.
Yeah, he's like, God, Jesus. And yeah, they start going at it, and that's when Ben like gets like a running twirl and just chops at his face and tears open the helmet. And that shit was sad as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, when Ben sees Anakin's face through there, I was like, man, this is why they really lucked out in getting Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan at such a young age, is because he is a very gifted actor. And just through his facial, you could see, like, how upset and hurt and heartbroken he was to really finally get to see Anakin in there.
For me, it was in his voice, because, like, he's saying, I'm sorry, and he, like, halfway through,
Anakin.
He just nails...
gets choked up.
He gets choked up and he nails it. And it seems so genuine. I'm just like,
Yeah. He tells him, I'm sorry Annie. For all of it,
Yeah, I'm sorry. And, sorry for all of it.
And yeah, and I was like, yeah, and fucking Anakin. Yeah, and we talked about it. We liked the lighting of the lightsabers.
Also, if you notice, when he talks and says that, I'm not your failure, his eyes are normal. So that's Anakin.
Right. Yeah, well,
I didn't notice that before.
And that was just done through the lighting of the blue lightsaber being over his eyes, kind of dulls the yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they keep doing this, like, rolling back and forth between the blue and the red of, obviously, the conflicted, the light and the dark side. And, that line that you're talking about of him, I'm not your failure. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did.
And then it just starts to turn red.
It just gets fully red. And poor Ben's like, but like, it hurt him, but also I think it helped him.
Yeah. Then my friend is truly dead.
And he tells him, goodbye, Darth. And you're like,
goodbye, Darth.
And he leaves him there. And you got the feeling that Anakin's kind of like sitting there like, damn, this fucking blows.
Yeah, because he just lost again.
Yeah, he lost. And also there's like the emotional failure as well of like, I don't feel any better,
Yeah.
And that's true. I mean, it was an emotional victory for Ben insofar as he got the closure of knowing that Anakin was gone, and Darth Vader himself absolved Ben of any guilt as far as the responsibility of it.
Yeah, I am not your failure.
which was good.
That scene hit. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah. My wife said that like she looked over and she could see I was getting emotional, and she like snapped her head back over the TV. I was like, I'm gonna let him have this.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Aunt Beru is a hard motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the townspeople comes up and tells Owen like, "Hey, by the way, I straight ratted on you because she was gonna hurt me if I didn't." And so he goes home and then tells Aunt Beru like, "Look, Beru, we gotta get the fuck out of here. Somebody's coming for him." And she's like, "We're not leaving our home." And she like gets in a hole in the wall and just pulls out her piece. And you're like, "Whoa!" Like she's
got that
the definition. I was gonna say Aunt Beru's the definition of stay strapping. Like she was ready to fight for her home and was like, "Yeah, we're not leaving." And so they set up a fucking ambush in the house and are like, "Don't tread on me, get in here and I'll drop your ass." And she gets in there and they start lighting her ass up. For them not being force users and just being basically a couple of hillbillies with rifles, they were some good old boys,
Some good old boys.
Yeah! Just lighting her up. And they did a pretty good job. And then she finally is like, "All right, fuck this," and starts putting him on the back foot. And she does like sock Owen. But I'll tell you, like Owen's a pussy, but Beru, like man, she was putting it up. Like
yeah, she was giving them the business.
So. And so they buy enough time for Luke to like run out through the hatch, right, and try and get away. Are you good? I said, "You all right?"
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I heard something in the background of your. Is he going down?
Just fall back.
Let's see. Yeah. So Luke runs off, and Reva straight follows him. She's like, "I'll get you, you little shit." And she catches him and has him on the back foot. And Ben like feels it, and he's like, "Luke," And he zips over to Tatooine.
Hustling.
Split. Yeah, he's hustling and or bustling. And yeah, Reva gets him down. He has down and unconscious, and she has her fucking sword out, her saber out, and is slashing, And then she starts having flashbacks to, Order 66 and her getting fucked up, and realizes that she would be like Vader if she just killed a kid.
Yep.
And is like, man, this is not a good look. I got to tell you, like, she had a moment of self-reflection and didn't like what she saw. And so she puts the saber away.
Who is that girl?
Yeah, you want us to get copyright struck? Like,
I'm sorry, dude. I'm on fire today. I just got one for everything.
You're something. I'll tell you that.
You get a copy strike. I get a copy strike. The whole show gets a copy strike. This will be the last episode.
Fire. You're on fire in the same way that a bag of flaming dog poop is.
Suspenseful.
Like, they are both on fire. And they're both full of shit. So let's see. Oh man, he's drawing very beautiful imagery. So yeah. Oh. I don't know why, but my we're back. Sorry, my notes just disappeared. I was like, oh no. Having some technical difficulties. God damn!
You're ripping your fucking hair out.
God damn it! Ben gets back there just in time to see Reva like sauntering back out of the desert. She sets, little Luke down, and is basically like, "Yeah, I can't do it. I'm a fucking monster." And Ben's like, "Yeah, hey, you know what? Congrats. Like, you're not part of the dark side because you couldn't kill a kid, which is apparently the test." And it's like gang initiation. You got to kill somebody.
Not just anybody.
Like a kid. And so he tells her that her future's up to her now. It's whatever she chooses to do with it. And sends her on her merry way off into the desert. And then we do a hard cut to Vader in, like, he's obviously been patched up a bit. He's sitting there in his castle on Mustafar and is, like, talking to the Emperor. And the Emperor's like, questioning his loyalty and his motivation. Of like, I think your judgment is clouded by your feelings for your old master. And he's like,
pass.
I'm solid. I'm solid, bub. I'm solid. I got this.
I'm so good.
I'm so good. Like, I am like a block of wood. I'm so solid. and the Emperor's like, all right, bet.
All right.
I hear what you're saying, and I like what I hear. You're in. And then that's just it. And now I guess for the next 10 years, Vader just assumes that Obi-Wan died of old age, and everything's copacetic. Let's see here. Leia is back on Alderaan. Alderaan, obviously because Haja followed through on his promise there, right? And she's kind of ready to lead now. She's had this experience and was like, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I want it to be mine. And she's got her little hip holster from Tala. And her mom's like, is that a fucking holster? And she's like, yeah, you bet your sweet ass it is. Her mom's like, no, I hear you.
You bet your bottom dollar.
You bet your sweet baby. And yeah, so she's like, all right, no, I hear what you keep it on. And so they go down there and she tells her dad, like, listen, Bail, Mr. Organa, sir, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it my way. And she's like, so, who's on the docket for today? Who are we meeting? Cousins, And I thought that was kind of cool to see her already getting the head for, like, the politics of it, of being like, all right. Which I think is a nice lead into
all that scheming and lying.
Yeah. No, but I do like the idea that makes sense that we then get to see Leia turn into a general.
Right.
And a leader of, a military leader, basically. Let's see. Ben gets to tell her goodbye, and they had a nice little conversation about like her parentage, where early in the series he tells her like he wishes he could tell her that he knew her parents, but he didn't. And he tells her like straight up, I lied to you. But I can't tell you much about him, but I can tell you that like you have these qualities, and those are gifts from your mother, and then you have these qualities, and those are gifts from your father. And I wish I could tell you more than that, but I can't. And she looks over at Bail Organa and is content with what she's got. She's like, I don't need to know anything more. I'm good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was kind of sad too, man. And then Ben gets to go back to Tatooine. And he tells Owen straight up, like, I'm going to leave you and Luke alone, and I'm going to roll out. And Owen's like, Ben, you want to meet him? And we get to hear Obi-Wan hit him with the, hello there. And like, oh, shit, he did get to meet Luke. And then Ben rides off into the desert. And he's like, found inner peace enough so that he gets to see Qui-Gon.
Yeah, and Qui-Gon is like, I've always been here.
Yeah, I've always been with you. Yeah. Oh, damn. He wasn't alone. And, I thought that was good. And I do like the balance, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. The connection, I guess, between the issues that Obi-Wan was dealing with as a master, and that he needed his teacher,
Mm-hmm.
He still needed his mentor figure. And the idea that mentor was still with him,
Even after death.
Yeah. And obviously they go off into the desert, and Qui-Gon teaches him how to become one with the Force in death, which is why he shows up as a Force ghost. Yes. And then I thought, if you've got anything more about any of the episodes, throw it out there now. Speak now, forever hold your peace. And then we'll do our final thoughts, and then we can get to the next segment of the show.
Something I saw that I wanted to point out was the Stark.
You say Stark?
No,
Tony Stark?
No, stop.
Stank? Tony Stank?
Tony Stank. No, when Ben got the starship from the Jawas, and he gives it to Luke, that's the same one you see in A New Hope.
Yeah. So it's like, he kept it.
Yeah, that's not nice continuity. But I mean, it was really, really good. I guess I'm not too upset we didn't see too much from Luke, but also it felt like Luke was very much a little bitch baby. And Leia was like, I got a fucking holster on my hip, like I got that thing on me.
Now, to be fair, when we meet them in the original, like, Leia is vastly more, like, she's already involved in the rebellion.
That's
true. And Luke is just a farm boy who's like, what is going on?
He's got magic fingers.
Yeah, he starts tweaking out. Oh my god. No, for my final thoughts, I just said that I was a bit worried about it kind of turning into an escort mission like in video games when we had little Leia show up. I was like, oh man, it's not going to be what all this is. But then it turns out like Vivian, the young lady that plays Leia, was a very good actress. I thought she did a very good job as Leia. And she wasn't annoying like, a lot of times kid actors or kid roles can be. And I think she was a good, I guess, inspiration or I don't know if that's hard for Ben. And like, okay, she's kind of keeping him balanced and grounded and giving him something to...
Keeping him stable.
Yeah, like something to protect and work on. is like, I this is my job.
It's like they're like dogs, Jedi. You gotta constantly feel like they're working.
Yeah, they're yes. And then sometimes they go off and hurt people, and you got to put them down.
Whoa. Nope.
No. Nope. Let's see. I was also worried about how it might affect the timeline / like the canon, considering it's like, okay, so he's gonna have a whole series with Leia, and he's really close to Luke, and it's like, okay, like you're getting in a weird gray area where he can't be too involved with these kids because they act like they don't know him or don't know him well in the original. But Leia has the... Go ahead.
I was gonna say Leia in the New Hope. Actually, no, Leia in the first, technically the first one. New Hope says, you're our only hope. So I mean that makes sense. And then Luke kind of know who's Ben is. He's like, he's that old guy. He's that weird dude who lives out there.
And then there's also the scene when they actually go to save Leia, and he's like, "Yeah, it's me. I've got Ben Kenobi," and she's like, "Ben Kenobi's here!" Like she's all excited.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, originally the context was because he, my message got to him, right?
Yeah.
But now it could be because she knows him, and you figure he even tells her like, "I don't know if you'll ever see me again, but if you ever need me, like, you get in touch with me," and she does, and so I did. I said that I was worried about it affecting the canon, but it actually ends up, I think, boosting it and strengthening like the story. Where, like I said, it adds more context to the relationship that Ben had with Leia, and somewhat Luke, but mostly Leia, which I think was nice. But yeah, so like we said, overwhelming. I very deeply enjoyed it.
I concur.
Indubitably. Just indubitably.
Oh my god.
What you thinking about,
bub? Actually, I have been thinking about Project Zomboid.
Yeah.
A whole lot. We've been fucking it up pretty hard on that game.
Yeah.
We're getting to a point where it's a very realistic zombie game. I say realistic in the aspect, not graphics, but just like survival.
Some of the things you have to think about, yeah.
Yeah. So like you can work on like cooking, but you have to have like a cutting board, shit like that. Farming, and then like generators, and the generator will die, and you'll have to get gas for it.
So it's just shit creature comforts. Like your person can get bored.
Yeah. So we have books. We just got a TV. We lugged that around. That works.
Yeah, we're feeling like hot shit.
Yeah, what was it the other day? We finished our gaming session with our characters splitting a TV dinner with in a microwave that we got up and running with popcorn, and then we each drank half a bottle of bourbon, and then we went to bed and we called it.
Yeah, like our characters went to bed and we're like, good night. And we watched a movie on the TV. We have VHSs and we're just popping them in and running it.
Yeah, so we're doing that. Dude, it's happening. It's starting again. My hemorrhoids. No. No,
I've been having to push them back in every morning in the shower.
Every morning, it sucks.
Like clockwork. 8:30 a.m. sharp. I've got a bleeder poking out. It's like the sides of my thumb.
Oh my god! You should see a doctor for that.
It is damn near a bowel obstruction. Like I can't shit. It's in the way.
Like a little mud flap.
Yeah.
No, the other night I was laying in bed, and instead of watching Barry like I should have, I was like, let's throw on Survivor, because I used to love that show, and I'd binge it hard, and I started it, and now I'm like burning through this season. I'm just like, oh no, it's the happening.
Yeah. By next week's episode, I'm gonna spoil Barry for you.
Yeah, I'll have to get on it.
Like I'll put a time limit on it. Next week's What You're Thinking About is just gonna be me telling you how Barry ends.
And me just crying.
I'm thinking about how in Barry, and you're like, no, wait.
wait. I've also been thinking about, welcome back to Chris's Cryptid Corner. I'm your host, Chris. So, continuing on, this is going to be part 2 of a multi-part series for this cryptid of aliens. this week I actually thought, well, maybe we'd start to be able to dive into different types of aliens. And the first ones I have pulled up are called just tall gray aliens.
Word.
So the name tall gray aliens has been attributed to these creatures as they resemble a gray alien, obviously, only much taller than a common gray alien. So maybe I should have started with a gray alien, except I think that's the basic one.
What kind of fucking show are we running around here?
I don't know, man. The tall gray aliens possibly use genetic manipulations to arrive at their current appearance, so obviously they would have had that kind of technology. A description: tall gray aliens are said to be between 6 to 7 feet tall, with even taller ones up to 7.5 feet. Their tall, slender bodies have a pale chalk white color mixed with a gray.
I was going to say, when you said description, I was going to go, are they tall and gray?
Yes. These extraterrestrials are said to have thrived in an arid, dry atmosphere.
Okay. Like
they have very... Yep. They have very large eyes that are blue at childhood, but turn pink as the aliens age. So like how my eyes are brown, theirs would be pink.
Yeah.
Did I just dox myself?
No.
The tiniest description of me.
Yeah. My eyes are brown and everybody's like, they fucking shut down your internet right now. What? They're just a DDoS attack. You just... No.
While tall gray aliens are said to be physically weak from numerous genetic manipulations to their genes, their lanky limbs can propel themselves faster than a human can run. So, I mean, like a hand cannon, dude, just to launch themselves.
Blah, 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 blah. Just, whoa. I'm picturing, did you ever watch the movie Signs?
Yeah.
That's a good movie, dude.
It is. Have you seen Fire in the Sky?
Yeah, that's a like that. The abduction scene in that.
I watched that as I was big into space as a kid. So I watched that movie. No, it gave me hardcore nightmares. The scene where they got like the latex on them and they sprinkle the water and it gets real stiff.
Yeah,
that did a number on me.
It bothers me as an adult.
Yeah, and they stick in that goo in his mouth and
it's so like most of that movie is not that way, and then all of a sudden, it's a horror movie. One
part that specifically stands out to me is when he's being dragged by the aliens in Fire in the Sky. Spoiler alert.
For this almost 50-year-old movie.
Yeah, and you see the baby shoe just kind of floating around, just like of all the people they've abducted. I don't know why, but as a kid, I was like, that means they can get me.
Yeah, I'm a kid.
So a sighting I have is from Charles Hall, who is a nuclear physicist and an ex-military American weather specialist and an author, who was touring Australia, and he claims that the United States military has been in contact with an alien species for years.
Yeah.
He says that the aliens would dress up as humans and visit Vegas, because why not?
Right, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Why would who wouldn't go to Vegas?
I mean, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Right, you know.
Like, no one's going to say they saw an alien, baby.
Yeah, it's just Vegas. In 1964, this isn't all in quotations. In 1964, when I was a weather observant for Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada, I witnessed interactions between the military and a group of mysteriously tall, gray human-like extraterrestrials. The Vietnam veteran said that from his home in Albuquerque. Albuquerque.
Oh,
Jesse.
I was going to say, let's cook.
It's time to cook. Their crafts are capable of traveling faster than the speed of light, because Einstein was wrong about relativity.
Relativity, yeah. You got it.
Mr. Hall said that there are no cameras allowed at the site, obviously, which has been wiped off the map if there were. When he arrived, a colleague had wanted to lock both him and himself in the weather station room and not go towards the other end of the building because that's where he had encountered them. He says, in quotations, there was a group of 5, 2 men and 3 women, and they had come up to go to the bathroom when they encountered the tall grays. It was such a shock. You're not sure, and this is the part that's kind of like, ooh. He says he wasn't sure if he was looking at a ghost or an angel, or if you were just dreaming.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I was like, ooh, I don't know, that's kind of heavy. Mr. Hall said that he had contact with 3 types of aliens: tall grays, tall white, and then that just says Norwegians, but I don't think that's an alien. Norwegians. Oh no!
Oh no, not the Norwegians. Anything but that.
But he said those ones looked like, the reason why they call them Norwegians is because they look the most as a human, and they speak English and share very similar,
but there's something off about them.
Like there's something off. Yeah. He claims that the experiences were real, and that the U.S. Air Force were indeed hosting extraterrestrials. They have reached arguments with what? Oh, they've reached arguments with during the 1950s, if not earlier. They were principally involved in technology transfers with the U.S. military. And then finally, he said that the U.S. officials had kept it all quiet because the people weren't, quote-unquote, emotionally ready to accept alien life forms, which is what I've been saying. I don't think people are ready. I think it would crumble a lot of things, a lot of societal things for people. So the tall grays are humanoid in appearance, and the first UFO researcher to seriously investigate the Charles Hall story is Paula Harris, who interviewed him in July of 2003.
Damn.
So yeah, apparently like an actual person came out and started an investigation against Charles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if someone's coming out to investigate him, you know, like that just doesn't happen just because.
Yeah, it's not on a whim.
Right. So where there's smoke, there's fire. But yeah, so I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Exactly. Obviously, might have gotten a little silly with the Norwegians, but
just it made me think of Austin Powers. His dad is like, there's 2 things I can't stand: people who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch.
And the Dutch.
Just the Norwegians.
But I plan on probably continuing next week. I'll probably just do the grays.
Yeah.
Is what they call them.
Maybe you do the Norwegians.
Yeah, maybe I should hop on the Norwegians. Let us know. Send us an email and let us know at simplywellmailbag@gmail.com.
Yes.
But other than that, I plan on going into other sightings, like the Stardust Ranch. I'll probably do some stuff about that. Bingo, that's a good game.
That is a solid game. I haven't played that in a minute.
But something I wanted to say real quick that I don't think I've said. One of the biggest things I believe in, being from like a realistic standpoint, is I believe aliens could be out there, but also they don't have to be little green or gray dudes bobbing around. It could be like a fungus or just a plant, or it could be humans,
like bacteria or virus.
Yeah, very similar to a humanoid species.
Were you trying to communicate with them?
I was. I burped. But what about you? What have you been thinking about?
I think what you mean to say is, welcome! No. No, wait. That's my thing. I really fucking want a New Vegas, too. Like, after seeing the Fallout London trailer, I've been thinking just about... but, like, New Vegas for me is just... That's peak. I've talked about it before. That is what Fallout was meant to be for me. And I haven't gotten it since. Like, the closest I've gotten... I've talked about it a couple times. Last week I talked about it. The Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
But like I want that, but in Fallout again. Or even let Obsidian make another game in a different region. But I do like the feel of the desert. But it made me think. I had a question for us to talk about.
Yeah.
Where would you want the 5th game to take place? Like I wrote down that it could be in a new region. Or we could return to ones that we haven't seen in a bit, like California from the first 2 games, like the top-down ones. Or they could go back to the Mojave.
I've played 2.
Uh-huh.
I didn't play much of it, but I do remember playing 2. I don't like it because I'm not a big fan of top-down games. That's why I stopped playing it.
Yeah, because you're a graphics snob.
Yep.
You kids these days.
No, not even. Don't quit. No, because I love Project Zomboids, and that's a top-down game. And the graphics aren't that great, and I tell you all the time that that's perfectly fine. So I don't want to hear none of that.
Maybe you should give Fallout 2 another crack. When's the last time you tried it?
Ooh, it's been a minute.
Yeah, maybe you just
maybe I will
mature enough at that time.
You could be absolutely right. If I don't know, I would want to say maybe like Canada, maybe something very woodsy, but also I'd think, well, that wouldn't be a thing. So
76, right? Yeah, I mean it'd just be a burnout for us.
Yeah. So I also wouldn't be against Mexico.
Okay. Yeah.
Just seeing maybe like a more Western. But also I would fucking love to be just lighting up ghouls and just have a sombrero on.
Right. I said, like, maybe you could go to New York. That'd be pretty cool, like a proper city.
Yeah.
Would be kind of neat. And obviously, like, it doesn't, like, New York City could be, like, one of the main cities. But also there's, like, upstate New York that is more wooded and, you know, winding roads out in the forest and stuff like that. Small New England towns. Yeah. But also I said maybe somewhere in the south, like Louisiana. You could get some different terrain, really like cool. Swampland and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be really, really cool.
I said it'd be kind of cool to see a Fallout version of New Orleans.
That's not bad either. Yeah, I think I'll have to agree with you.
Because New Orleans is a kind of city that has a Vegas that has a very specific like atmosphere to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'd be interesting to see. You know, not even. I think it'd be a weird like. Is that insensitive of Katrina? But I think it'd be interesting to see like. You know, it'd be likely that after that much time, it would have probably flooded in parts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it'd be an interesting way to, like, have different types of terrain, and you could get mutated versions of crocodiles and stuff like that, you know, or alligators.
Also, we've talked about it before, so I'm going to mention it. You know, in this Fallout 76, they have Mothman. Where's the Loveland Frogman at?
Right.
That's just what I'm trying to see. Yeah. You
got
to think they were throwing cryptids in since Fallout 3 with the aliens.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean that's nothing new per se, but I mean I'll have to do some research about like a cryptid from like Louisiana.
What cryptids are in. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean that would be very interesting.
Yeah, that's my homework for you. Look at the different Fallout games. And next week I want you to tell me what cryptids you would like to see in each game.
Ooh. It's a lot.
There's really not that many Fallout games. Fallout 1 and 2 are both in California. Fallout 76 already has the Mothman.
Yeah.
Fallout New Vegas is in Nevada. Fallout 3, like you said, has aliens.
All right, it already has aliens.
Fallout 4 is in...
Fallout 4 has one, doesn't
it? Who's in it? What's in it?
I know you can find an alien spaceship. I'm fairly certain, at least. I might be wrong. It might be 3.
Either way. Boston area.
Boston.
And that's it.
You know what cryptid I want to see? The socks.
the socks. That's that. Yeah, wicked smart.
Go Red Sox.
See. Go the Sox. All right. Again, we want to thank you guys so much for your attention and support. If you guys enjoyed this episode, be sure to give it a great review. Tell your friends about it. Share us on social media. You know, we want that word of mouth. We want the engagement. If you're liking us and we want other people to like us, tell them.
Yeah.
Tell them.
That's true. I have a compulsive need for people to like me, so please.
Yeah, I need the reward. And if we are truly going to be the cult, you know, the Simply Cult, you are our disciples.
Yeah, that is correct. We'll have to, I don't know, like send in fan art of us just in robes and what you think we look like.
Just as, whatever you think we look like, just do that.
Or even better, don't give us a face. Just put two grown men without faces in robes.
Yeah. One of us is vaguely Hispanic. I won't say which one, but it is not me. And the other one is basically like a young Peter Griffin.
Hey, Peter! Hey, Peter!
And just that's us.
That is us.
No, so Chris, if people wanted to get in touch with us, give us some feedback, ask us questions, send us that fan art you're talking about.
You can.
How do they do that?
Yeah, you'd always be able to reach out to us, firstly, at simplywhelmedmailbag@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is whelmed_simply, and then both our Facebook and our Instagram is Simply Whelmed Podcast.
Yes, and as I said, we do now have a YouTube channel under the Simply Whelmed Podcast. Currently, the only video up is just the audio from episode 16. I intend on getting the other episodes uploaded as well. I've got to convert them all into videos and all that, and it's a lot. If there's any specific videos you want us to put up there, I mean, let us know. I don't know about doing anything major as far as it's already kind of a job to do the podcast itself. But maybe if somebody else wants to help with the editing there, could divide and conquer on this boy.
Are you asking for volunteers?
No, I'm asking for you to help.
Oh, I do my part.
Yeah, you read a Wikipedia about aliens.
It's not just Wikipedia, it's Cryptid Wiki.
it's
lick my nuts.
Yeah, suck my fat balls.
Why are they fat?
Yeah, they're all swole up. Next week.
Going back to mud flaps.
Yeah, going back to mud flaps. That's probably an infection, but I don't want to go to the doc. So we're just going to hope it goes away. I'm going to drink a lot of chicken soup and hope that
some
does
Vicks.
It. Yeah, rub some Vicks on them. It's going to burn like hell, but, no pain, no gain.
Vicks can't help it, nothing can.
Nothing can. You might as well put me out to fucking pasture. Next week.
Getting you sized for your coffin.
Yeah, if rubbing Vicks on my swollen balls doesn't fix it, shoot me like a dog. Just put me down. Like a fucking Pioneer family dog. Next week, we'll be talking about a couple of comics. We don't know which ones yet, but yeah, Thor is nearly upon us.
Yeah.
Which I've had dreams like that.
Whoa. Thor is nearly upon you?
Thor is nearly upon me. Thor Love and Thunder comes out July 8th, I think. So that'll be not next week's episode, but the episode after. So brace yourselves. Prepare your bodies. Prepare your minds. Prepare your ears.
Prepare your holes.
Well, nope. your eye holes.
Yes, eye holes. For legal reasons.
Your eye holes are your holes. Thank you, everyone, so much for listening. See you next Wednesday. That's the end of the show.
Bye.